Good evening, everyone. My name's Chris Cooper, known as the Channel Guy Trader, and I'm reporting to you live from Wall Street Trading's Miami office down in sunny South Florida. Today's date is Monday, August the 26th, 2013, and here is today's After the Bell Market Summary video brought to you by WallStreetTrading.com. I want to first start off by taking a look to see how the indices closed the session out here for the day. The Dow closed down 64 points, the Nasdaq closed down pretty much flat, down a quarter of a point. The S&P 500 closed down close to 7 points. If we take a look at the breadth on the market today, we had 3,549 issues declining on the NYSE, Nasdaq, and the AMEX. We had 2,609 issues advancing on the NYSE, Nasdaq, and the AMEX. Therefore, breadth was in favor of the bears today. And breadth really turned in favor of the bears today around 3 o'clock when we had Senator Kerry on the news regarding talking about the Syria talking about the action going on over there in Syria with the chemical weapons, stating that all nations must stand up for accountability on the use of chemical weapons in Syria. And really, that's when the market started selling off a bit, and that's when the sell side action again picked up some steam. And aside from that, the markets were trading pretty well this morning. They were holding up pretty steady. It was a real quiet morning. Volume was light. The Nasdaq was obviously leading the way as we had Tesla, Netflix, Oracle was up pretty nice today. You had Facebook up pretty nice today. So there was definitely some strength in the tech sector. But again, most of those stocks that are on their highs, they rolled off with their highs. Tesla topped out a little bit today there. And it's going to be interesting to see what takes place tomorrow. We also saw a volatility spike in the indices. So we're going to be looking at all these things here in the video. Make sure you tune in. I hope you guys had a great trading day today. So let's go ahead and get the analysis started here. Starting off with the SPY. All right, it's a fresh week. Today's Monday. We close SPY, the S&P 500 ETF closed at 166. All right, we closed down 62 cents, 0.37% on the SPY. All right, couple things here. You really can't get bullish on the S&P via this SPY ETF until we get back above this key 168 level. All right, that's one thing to keep in mind because now it's acting as resistance on this side. We also have a gap resistance which came into play today. They actually sold us right in front of that level here off the highs. So that level is going to act as resistance. That level right there to watch is going to be the 167.43 area, so call it 167.50. So pretty much we're in this range between 167.50 and 164.75. If we break today's lows and we break yesterday's lows, the next target will be back down here towards the bottom of the range, down here towards 165, again 164.71. Then we have this little pivot low that we made right here on Wednesday, which that low is 164.19, call it 164. All right, again, we do have a lot of resistance above us. I would say we have this resistance from this price action that we broke, that was acting as support back here, that we broke down out of, so now it's acting as resistance. We also have this trend line resistance from this little highs right here. Then we also have gap resistance right here. So we have 1, 2, 3 forms of resistance. We have some moving average resistance. So there's a lot of resistance above us. That's why that's why I don't think there's still people waiting to see what type of data points come out to see if this market warrants higher prices or they're going to start to sell it off. So keep those levels on mind, keep those key trend lines on watch. And that's how the SPY is looking. If you take a look at the ES, all right, the ES is holding above the 1650 level, but that is going to be vulnerable tomorrow for a breakdown. If we break below today's lows and Friday's lows, and we break below at 1650, of course, we're going to be looking for a move back down towards 1632. All right, again, this is a little sell-off. Little rally up. This could be a little top and tail for another little move down here. Got to be on the lookout for that. But if we break back above today's highs, then we'll be looking for a move back up towards this key level right here around 1680. All right, folks. So that's the levels to watch on the ES there. Taking a look at the Nasdaq via the triple Qs here. Nasdaq again was doing pretty well today. Did it? Let's see here. High of the day 77.27. Today we hit a high of 77.28. So believe it or not, the Qs made new 52-week highs by a penny, guys. But then we put in this little ugly, I guess some people call it gravestone doji, whatever. I just know it's an indecision candle, meaning there was a tug of war between buyers and sellers. All right, and it closed in the lower bottom part of its range. It closed exactly where it opened at, but it closed in the lower. I would say 75% of its range. We break below today's lows. Look for Friday's lows on the NQ. I'm sorry, not on the NQ, on the triple Qs here to be hit, which is right there at 76.40. Then we have some gap fill action right here at 76. And of course, 76 is a key level to begin with. And then we break below 76. We have to keep a close eye on that key 75 level again. But the triple Qs did make new 52-week highs today by a penny. And now you can say that we established probably are establishing a range here between 77.30 or so and this 75.30. So a little 2-point range there. Keep this area on watch. I'm actually going to go ahead and make a little highlight here so I can make sure I have it on my focus going forward, so I know that we're in a range as we try to establish some type of support at these higher levels here. All right, if you take a look at the NQ, I have my proprietary channel analysis here. Then I want to see how this closed. NQ against trying. It did get a nice little bounce off that key trend line that I mentioned to you guys in my previous video. So now we are holding some little trend line support from my proprietary channel analysis down here. Definitely, I'm going to be keeping a close eye on this action here to see what's going to happen here. This, who knows, this could be a little head and shoulders pattern in the making at an angle. Again, I'll keep you guys posted. We'll see how it plays out, and we'll keep on gauging it every day. Let's see here. IWM, the Russell 2000. Again, this one was pretty much flat. Russell 2000, however, didn't make its way back above 103. If we can establish that support above 103 and we can make a move back up towards the highs, that would mean that anybody that got short below 103 right here got caught in a bear trap. But at the moment, it's still kind of iffy to say that for the fact that we do not have any confirmed or confirmation closes above this 103 level here. Confirmation higher closes. We also have this little trend line resistance coming in right here from these pivot highs and this high that we made today. So this is also another little key area to watch. Trend line resistance. However, we are slightly above that 103 level. The longer we hold above 103 and hold this little base, better chance we have to kind of float back or trade sideways to high back up towards these highs. But 103 is definitely a key level, and that's the level that I'll be watching. We break over today's highs of 103.85. Look for the next target to be up here towards 104.65. Then of course back up towards 105.50 or so. But again, the strongest index today was the NASDAQ until it rolled over at the end of the day with all this news that we had coming out here. What else? Let's go ahead and take a look at that volatility index, which spiked up in the last hour. See the VIX is holding above this key 1353 level. All right, all this little consolidation right we had underneath there. Hold on one second. This nice little price consolidation from this little range. All right, as long as we hold above that range, we can expect the VIX to hold a high bid here above 1353 and possibly try to make its way back up towards 16. We definitely got to keep a close eye on that. So if we get back above 16 and take out this high, this VIX could go flying. Again, what catalysts are out there? Well, we have a catalyst with the Syria news, and then if we have any bad economic data that comes out that they want to use as a catalyst to sell the market, that could definitely happen as well. We do know that home sale numbers were new home sales number came out less than expected last week. That kind of caused some little selling pressure, but then again, buyers, they've been buying the market since Thursday and Friday here, so we'll keep an eye on this here. Keep an eye on that VIX though. We take a look at the U.S. dollar index via the dollar futures. All right, U.S. dollar index still has this little bearish pattern on it here with this little winding, or I should say broadening formation. The target that I'm looking for is still down here towards the bottom of the band. All right, but right now they're just kind of trading it in a range between 81 and this little 81.70 area. If we do not get back above 81.70, look for them to try to trade this sideways to lower, as we're starting to hold below these key moving averages here on the dollar futures chart. And if we're watching the dollar, we're watching the euro. Again, we don't trade currencies. Well, sometimes we do, maybe via the euro futures, but we watch these currencies to see how they relate to different asset classes and different sectors and different commodities and everything. So definitely gives us a heads up. Give us a heads up to start looking at basic material and precious metal stocks and commodity stocks about 2 months ago, and I've been talking about that in my videos and these videos here, so you guys can go back and check those videos out and see how we've been kind of gauging that weakness in the dollar and relating it to the strength in some of these currencies and some of these commodities and other currencies that are taking effect right now. And then right now the dollar's chopping around, so we'll see how it reacts going forward, how it moves going forward. What else do I want to take a look at? Let's go and take a look at these commodity stocks, or these commodities here, starting off with gold. You can see gold futures had a nice little day up today. It's holding above that key 1348 level that we've been telling you guys to watch from of course, the little breakdown that came from the inverted cup and handle pattern, which we have now recovered. And as long as we hold above this 1350 area, look for this thing to start making its way back up. Next resistance level is 1425. After 1425, we're going to be looking back at this key 1475 level. Let me get rid of some of these trend lines I have in here as well. I don't think this would be relevant. If they are, well, I won't know about them anymore. In any case, again, moving average resistance up from the 200-day moving average is right up here near 1450, which again is right near the top, close to that 1475, the top of the inverted cup and handle pattern. All right, so that's how that's looking. Gold futures are looking pretty good. As long as nothing changes, they're probably going to go sideways to higher. Silver futures picked up some nice traction this morning, but they faded off the highs. But there are definitely some buyers coming into silver now. And we did talk about the little bull flag that formed on the SLV. Give me 1 second here. All right, SLV had this nice little upward movement, little sideways consolidation from that nice little flag, and we got a nice little pop on Friday, which we were able to catch in the chat room via SLW. You can check out that trade on our company page on Wall Street, our company Facebook page, Wall Street Trading. Everything's there. And then we had a nice little follow through today. But again, silver did fade a little bit off the highs. Nothing too crazy though. SLV is really going to get some traction once it gets above this 23.75 or so. Has a gap fill all the way up towards 25.23. Copper was weak today. We can take a look at copper futures just to see how these commodity stocks or how these commodities are trading. Copper is pretty much now, I would say, established in a range between this 304 area and this 340 area. This big range we have right here that we've been trading in since back here in April, guys. All right, did I miss anything? The Dow, if you guys want to take a Dow, take a little quick look at the Dow futures, the YM. You can see this thing here. It looks like it could be forming a little head and shoulders pattern. To be honest with you guys, I don't want to get too ahead of myself, of course, but just something to be on the lookout for. Oh, you got your little left shoulder neckline. You got your little left shoulder. You got a little top head up there. It could come down, and if it bounces up, we start forming some type of right shoulder. Well, then this pattern can play out. But again, we don't want to get too ahead of ourselves here. Let's just keep on playing these close little short-term support and resistance levels so we start to see some more things formulate here. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at some stocks now. Tesla, TSLA, of course, a stock that a lot of traders are watching on the desk. Had a nice little move up today and has pulled back, closed kind of near the middle of the range here. Did give you a nice momentum trade. Again, we did sell off the highs pretty nasty, but that does not mean that this thing is over. Again, it's just a little pullback day. Has been on a nice little tear. Netflix, ever since it broke out the bull flag, which you can see clear on the 60-minute chart. This is a bull flag right here. You can see it clean as daylight on the 60-minute chart. We've been getting a nice little move up there. Closed a little bit off the highs today. Closed in the middle 50% of its range today after making these new 52-week highs. Momentum is still in the stock. GMCR, I also saw this name today. This one had some nice follow through momentum. Again, a lot of these strong stocks that broke out today, they did fade off of their highs since the market started getting some heavy selling pressure around 3 o'clock, but you still have to keep them on your radar. We saw some strength in the casino stocks this morning. I talked about this in our mywallstreettv.com live online trading room, which you guys can get access to if you go to our company webpage and our company homepage and look at the form on the right-hand side. By the way, MGM, this one had a nice little move today. Wynn also had a nice little power move up today. These casinos are strong. You can see Wynn made new 52-week highs and closed on a ugly candle here. This got a little topping tail action right here. Got to be careful with the stock tomorrow. LVS was a laggard. I talked about this on my stock Twitch page, but LVS was having trouble breaking out today, and then you could just see what. Bring up a 5-minute chart. This thing could not break out of this above this key 57.25 area until finally some sellers came in. They knocked it down, and it was a done deal. If you were looking for a stock to short that had everything, all the arguments with it, LVS had all the arguments with it because the sector was rallying up, and it was not able to break out at all with the sector. So that's one argument, that the stock was weak. Another argument was that the Nasdaq was strong, the stock did not rally. Another argument was that the stock could not get above this key 57.20 level. And what happened? Sellers came in, and the price action on the stock showed you that it was weak. And if you were watching the stock doing this whole price action right here in the morning part, you would have been able to read the tape and identify there's somebody selling up there around 57.25. But that was another stock to watch. Let's go ahead and take a look at Apple. Apple had a nice little move today, but then ended up closing off of its highs. All right, a little top and tail action there, the same one we had right here. And this Apple breaks below 500, we could look for this thing to fade back in a little bit. Looks like right now it's establishing a range between 510 and 500. Keep an eye on that stock. I also want to take a look at some of these other big cap technology stocks to see how they're holding up well. Priceline, PCLN, holding its moving averages, but trading sideways right now. You can take a look at Google. All right, Google was a little bit weak today. It is holding its retest of resistance, I would say. You have support right here around 880, broke down right here, and now it's acting as resistance. On Friday, it opened up near that level. They sold it right back down, and now this could be a little lower pivot high that could allow the stock to make its way back down towards 857. We've got to keep a close eye on this stock here. Oracle had a nice little day today. Oracle was up 1.79% after selling off on Friday. I really don't see nothing here. To be honest with you guys, not a big stock of mine that I like to trade. Just know that it had some decent action today and gave some trading opportunities. Biotechs were strong today. Amgen, all right, they bought out a company or put in a bid for a company called ONXX. I yet to read the news on it, but Amgen gapped up today and gave you some more juice and made new all-time highs. So this may keep the biotech sector in place. So therefore, I went ahead and told my traders to watch some key stocks such as Kirk's, KERX. This Kirk's breaks over this 950 area. This thing could get flying, especially if it breaks above 10. Keep this one on your radar. You had some action in Q-Core. All right, that one's looking pretty good. I don't like how it closed today off the highs, though. You had some action in GILD. All right, this one has a nice little orderly pullback, and they've been buying it since last week or Wednesday. Keep an eye on this one over 61. And REGN, this stock has been a strong name, and this stock is kind of near the bottom of its little range down here. All right, with this action right here being a shakeout. So aside from that, folks, I hope you guys had a great day. I'll catch you guys tomorrow, midday market update. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube videos yet, check it out. We are holding our next training course class at our Miami office on September the 7th and 8th. If you're interested in taking that course, contact me at ccooper@wallstreettrading.com. We already have a couple people signed up for this course coming up. We had a great course last month actually earlier this month that did pretty well, that everybody liked it. And so far it's looking good, guys. You guys want to be a part of the team, contact me and get on board. Have a great day, folks. Cheers.